Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're returning here, welcome back, boo. If this is your first time, however, welcome. My name is Samira. Nice to meet you, and I hope you like it enough to stay. Okay, so if you do, just in case you do, hit on the subscribe button and the notification bell to become a part of this beautiful family. Anyway, first of all, I think I owe you guys an apology in the sense that I've been missing for almost 2 years, and I would just like pop out once in a while and post a video and then disappear, and then come back and post a video and then disappear. And some of you have actually called me an unserious content creator, and that hurt me. Okay, that hurt me a lot, let me be honest. However, not everything always seems the way it is, and sometimes there's more to everything. Like sometimes there's more to what's going on. But I also feel like because you guys didn't know what was going on, or because you guys didn't know exactly what I was going through at the time, you guys could not relate, or you guys just couldn't sympathize with me in any way. So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining everything that has happened and why I have been completely missing and completely like just gone, kind of. I missed you, okay? And I've got some juice for you. You might be more interested in this juice than the first time, but I'm just saying, okay? So, by the way, okay, you guys, when I'm pretty nervous, I start laughing. Just in case you didn't know that, when I'm nervous about something, I laugh a lot. When I'm nervous about something, I just do like a lot of unnecessary stuff. Okay, so if you feel like I'm doing too much today, that's why. I'm about to tell you guys everything that's been happening in my life that I've been avoiding, that I've been hiding from you guys, but you know, it's time to tell you guys.
Take it slow, bring it back, let them know, bring it down to the flow.
You guys, so a lot has happened between last year and this year that I could not share with you, partly because I was going through my own stuff. I was fighting my own demons, and maybe, just maybe, the title or the caption of this video will like tell you exactly what I'm talking about. But last year by this time, I was fighting my own demons. I was in the darkest place that I could think of, and part of it was just because I had discovered this huge thing that I didn't know what to do with my life or how to go about it. Yes, I was pregnant. By the time you're watching this, I would have given birth by then, so yay. Let me know in the comment section if you suspected it. Let me know in the comment section if you knew it already, but I'm gonna give you like the whole gist and how everything happened. So stay to the end, because there's something important that I want you guys to know as well. Anyway, so like I was saying, I think around December I found out that I was pregnant, right? Now I'm coming up with another video to like show you guys the whole journey, but I've been struggling to create that video because of a lot of things. Like each time I try to edit that video, I get so emotional and I cry so much, and it has made it very difficult for me to even tell you guys what I'm telling you right now, or even express myself properly. As a matter of fact, that particular video that I'm talking about was supposed to come, this was never the plan. That video was supposed to be the official announcement video, but for some weird reason I can't bring myself to edit it, so I figured I might just tell you guys in a sit down video, which is probably better. Anyway, like I was saying, right, a year ago, you guys, I found out that I was pregnant. Now when I found out at first, it all happened very fast, right? One moment I was just feeling sick and tired and whatever, and sometimes before I get my menses at the end of the day, I get very emotional, I get very withdrawn and all those things. So I remember before I did the pregnancy test, I was crying a lot. I was so sad. I even filmed some of it. Yes, cringe as much as you want. You guys, so I know mental health is a journey. I completely know that, and I believe that. I think today the problem is not, I don't know, you guys, I think it's because I'm about to menstruate, but so exhausted and it's overwhelming, and we don't cry here. I'm exhausted, you guys, and it's overwhelming, and I should be doing something else. I don't know how to explain that, but I'm tired. I filmed some of it because I was just like, my god, what's happening? Like I'm feeling very horrible, right? So I filmed this and I was just like, you know, I was making fun of myself, to be honest, right? That, oh, what's happening and all those things, blah, blah, blah. I was making a bunch of noise about it. And then I filmed myself doing that, and I'm like, you know what, let me just like get a pregnancy test. I think I was late for like a couple of days, right? Maybe a week, I'm not sure, but I was late for a bit. I use this app that helps me track my menses because I'm very forgetful, and that app has never failed me. Like, there were times that I was late, but it was just probably because of something silly that I did or whatever. So when the app told me that I was a couple of days late, I was just like, okay, let me just check, right? But it never occurred to me that I was really pregnant. I just thought it was just late as usual. But being the person that I am, I had like pregnancy test kits around. I was just like, you know what, let me just check it out, let me just try it. I was 100% sure that I was not pregnant. I was 100% sure that everything was fine. And then I checked and I'm pregnant. Wait. I was pregnant. In the beginning, I remember just sitting in front of, like, just sitting on my toilet seat and just laughing so hard. Like, I laughed so much because I was like, this is definitely not true. Like, it's not possible. Like, it's not like it's not possible. I mean, I did the two, so it's possible. But it was just like, it can't be happening, you know. And prior to that, right? Prior to that, I had menstruated. This is where it gets even trickier, right? The previous months, I was menstruating. That's the funny part, right? I had menstruated the previous month and everything. So it was weird. Like, why am I pregnant? How? Anyway, I found out that yes, I was pregnant, and in the beginning I was just laughing. I was like, okay, this is fine. Like, you know, what's that? Oh, come on, is this a baby? We can have it. And then the reality set, you guys. I will insert a clip if I can find it. You guys, so I'm extremely moody and weepy and tired. Am I really pregnant? Like, it's beginning to dawn on me. And in as much as I'm happy to be able to bring someone to this world, I'm so scared, you guys. And I know it's very cringy for people to cry, but man, I was crying on the camera all the time. Because what? I remember sitting there like, I'm a baby. When did a baby get pregnant? And you guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you, right? Even though I'm not that young, in my head, right, I tend to feel like I'm a child. Like, I act like a child sometimes. I just feel like, no, it's not possible. Like, anyway, I was in denial for a bit, and then finally it hit me that, like, this is real, this is really happening, right? So I was like, you know what, it's happening. And then I started panicking, you guys. Like, I had a full-blown panic attack. A couple of days it was like that. Let me know if you've ever been pregnant, okay? Because I feel like once I found out that I was pregnant, all hell broke loose, you guys. From one day to the other, I felt shitty, man. And I felt shitty, to be honest. I felt horrible. Like, I was morning sickness. Let's not, you know what, I was talking about all that in another video. But basically, after that, things just went downhill. From a minute to the other, I was sick, I was tired, I was moody. Now, I like to say that God has a way of doing things the way he does it and all those things. At the time that I got pregnant, right, you guys, I had followed my very close friend. My other close friends, one was in the northern region, the other was somewhere else. I hadn't met any of my friends in such a long time. Everything was just like, you know, like this. So eventually, I didn't tell anyone. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I didn't tell anyone for weeks. Was it for weeks? For a week at least. And then finally, I got the courage and told my baby daddy. And finally, I got the courage to tell my baby daddy, like, whoever got pregnant, I had to tell him, right? He became the only person who knew at this point. Around the same time, my friend and I were not speaking because I don't even remember why we were fighting. Like, it was something very nonsense. But eventually, we started talking again, and then I remember before then, before then everything, she had told me that she had a dream, and I gave birth to a baby. I should have taken that dream seriously. Because, like, you guys, it's weird. It's very weird. Okay, this is a very weird thing. But she told me that she had a dream and I gave birth to a child, right? But I didn't take that dream seriously because I should have taken it seriously. But fast forward, after that, a lot of other things happened, and from a moment to the other, I was just I just kept sinking, if that makes sense. Now, I'm not even gonna lie about this, right? Right from the day that I knew that I was pregnant, I knew that I was gonna keep this baby. I knew that I was gonna cherish this baby. I knew that I was gonna find a lifelong partner. I knew that this was me. Like, okay, there were certain days that I cried to God and told him to fill a void that I felt like I had for so long. And for me, it felt like this was my answer, even though it was not in the way that I had expected it to come. As people always say, your first child is mostly not planned, and even when it is, you're never prepared for it. Like, it always comes like a storm, and I feel like this is how mine came. And that takes me to how my parents took it. How did I tell everybody that I was pregnant? Basically, after a couple of months, yes, months, I finally told my parents, okay? And you might be wondering why I did that. It was not because I was not close to my parents or anything of that sort. It was just because I was so afraid of being judged. It was because at the time that it happened, right, I could have called my friends and told them that, hey, this is what's happening. But first of all, like I said, one of my closest friends and I were not talking at the same time at the time. And some days, right, sometimes I say that maybe God knew what he was doing, and actually it was for a good reason. Because at the time, right, my kid sister who used to live with me had traveled, had gone to school, by the way. My friend who I was like very close with and spent almost every day of my life with, I wasn't speaking to for some weird reason. I think for over like something very unnecessary, to be honest. She wasn't speaking to me at the time, or where I was speaking. And then there were my parents as well. So it's like at the time it was just me, like literally. And I quite remember that at the time my therapist, like, you guys, if you watch my previous videos, then you know that I was going to therapy for a while. And then at the time, my therapist was not speaking to me as well. That's how bad it was, right? At the time, I had nobody in my life except my baby daddy, and you know. Now that I think about it, or like after I sat down and thought about it, it's just like God really knew what he was doing. Because like for instance, right, if I had gone to therapy and spoken to my therapist, I would have had a clearer head, or I would have known what to do. If my friend was around, my friend is she's very organized. She's a very thought-provoking person. She's someone who's like, she's very calculative, if I should put it. And she's someone who will tell you that, okay, these are the points, bah, bah, bah. Are you sure you want to do this, bah, 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 you know, that kind of thing. And I feel like if she had brought them, like if she had like listed them out or whatever, done everything, I might have chosen like something different, or might have done something different. My mom was a realist as well at the point. I feel like if I had heard her at that time, I probably would have done something stupid. I'm just saying, okay, I didn't want any external factors influencing my decision. I wanted to think about it and do the right thing, if that makes sense. So I sat down and I was like, you know what, we can do it. So without even like thinking twice and without like going further, I just went like, you know what, we can do this, we're gonna do it, okay? So this is how this whole thing just like, you know, started and everything. When I told my parents, I was very surprised, especially my stepdad. My dad, you know, you guys, if you know my dad, you know that he's a military man, okay? How are you gonna tell your military man that, your military dad, that you're pregnant? How? Tell me, how? I would like to listen to me, okay? I was nervous as hell. I remember that very day, I went all over to the house in Kaswa, and then when I got there, you guys, they gave me 2 bowls of rice balls. I think I was already in the second trimester by then, okay? I sat down and I ate it. My dad knows that I don't eat that much. I eat, but like not too much. He gave me 1 bowl. I was like, sir, this is not enough. I want more. I ate 2 bowls of rice balls that day. And after that, I was like, you know what? So this is basically what's been happening. I'm pregnant, okay? Now, I always say this, and I always praise my parents for this, right? When I told my dad, I was not expecting the reaction he gave me. He didn't fuss, he didn't get upset, nothing. He was just like, oh, this is a blessing. I've been waiting for a blessing like this, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, excuse me, what's going on? The only person who was a bit disappointed was my uncle. My uncle is like my dad, by the way. He kind of raised me at a point in my life, and he had like certain expectations for me. He had like certain plans for me. In fact, before I got pregnant, we had made certain plans for my life that he was expected to see happen, you understand? So when I told him that I was pregnant, he was a bit disappointed, especially since he always thought that his kid is like shit. He thought that his kid was like wise enough to, you know. I disappointed him, so he was a bit disappointed. But being him, I have to call my uncle my dad as well, because he's like really amazing. But him being him came around like this. He was like, he came around very fast. And when I remember very well that when he said he was disappointed, I cried, you guys. At first I was laughing about it, but later on I cried. I was like it's like he's one of those parents that you do not want to disappoint. So I felt very sad when I disappointed him. However, it had happened, and I knew the decision I had chosen, and I was expecting people to be disappointed in me, right? Even though I am old as hell, and I was independent, and I had been independent for years. It was just heavy. Okay, it was just, you know, your parents are your parents, you know that thing. Anyway, my friends had a mixed feelings, but eventually they came on board. Everyone was like, you know, everyone came on board. Like I said, I didn't tell even my own friends, Eddie. I told them very late because I had a lot to think about, but eventually I did. Okay, and that's another story for another time. I think I've already told you guys a lot right now at this point. Yes, you guys tried. I was pregnant, which is why I was gone for so long, which is why I was missing for so long. I didn't know how to tell you guys that this is exactly what's happening, and in the upcoming videos I'll be telling you guys more about everything. Let me know what you guys want to know, and I'll spill it all. Maybe I'll put a Q&A on my Instagram so you guys can like just spill out. But in this month I'm gonna be like just telling you guys everything about my pregnancy journey, and after that we can move back to my content because that's who I am and that's what I've always been. But this is a new me that I really want you guys to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've not subscribed, yes, please do that. Okay, it's absolutely free, but it goes a long way to help me out. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've ever been pregnant. How was your journey? Did you suspect that I was pregnant? Let me know as well. If you already knew, let me know in the comment section. What did you know? Like, how did you find out? At what point did you suspect? Okay, let me know. Okay, and to be honest with you, right, while I was pregnant I still created a lot of content, and maybe in one of my videos I'll probably try and like do a recreated video where I react to the times I was pregnant but created content for you guys, because I think that would be hilarious, because I was gone, man. I was gone. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please take time out to comment on this video and any other videos, and let me know if you want me to like create any pregnancy related content, or you know, ask any question you want to do, and I'll do that in the comment section. Until next time, I love you guys so much, and bye. I was waiting for the pregnancy test to show you guys.
It feels like the end of an era, the last time that we'll be together.